Hello, I'm Sander.
And I'm Anna. We're from Belgium.
And in the back you see Lola, our van, a Peugeot Boxer 2008.
And right now we're in the south of Portugal.
This video is sponsored by the Great Courses Plus. If you're interested in learning the skills that you need to become self-sufficient, click the link below and start your free trial today.
So, well, I was working as an IT guy, so I was working for infrastructure.
I've always been in hospitality management, and then the last months before we left I was in human resources. I just got back in Belgium from 6 years of traveling and working abroad. I wanted to settle down and I was really like stubborn.
Yes, indeed, yeah.
Really wanted to stay in Belgium and try the serious deal and everything, and then we met, and actually we only met like a year ago. He wanted to buy a van and he wanted to leave everything behind and wanted to travel in Europe, and I was like, no, this is not gonna work out. And then one day I got home from a really shitty day at work because I was gonna start this PhD and like it was not my thing. I got home and I was like, let's do it, let's buy this van. I wanna leave again, I wanna travel, this is who I am. And
we saw like 2 shops, I think, and then we bought from the second shop.
But we were still working full-time in the beginning.
And then from August full-time. So from then it went quick.
But we did leave with no functioning. Like the interior was fine. Like everything we wanted to get all the wood in because we bought everything already. And
the only thing that was hooked up was the electricity, right? The electricity, we had the solar panels hooked up to the battery, and then we had the inverter running, so we had the fridge, and that was about it. It was camping in the van actually, yeah.
But we did finish everything on the road.
The van itself was 7,000 euros, and we still had warranty for a year. So like we got some replacements on within the first couple of months because it broke down for a couple of reasons.
The build we didn't hold count at all, but we wanted some stuff. We invested a lot of money because we wanted good things in there. Or
difficult to estimate, of course, but I would say roughly 10,000.
Yeah, we actually really didn't budget it.
So we got Lola in the back, Peugeot Boxer from 2008. When we bought it, it was like 40,000 kilometers on it, and we got it pretty cheap. On the driver's side, yeah, we had a little accident, so don't look at the duct tape that we put on it. There's not a lot of modification we did on the inside. Just the nice thing, I really wanted to have this. There's some extra storage up top here for drivers and everything, for the driver and the passenger. And this just fires up the battery isolator. We have 2 160 watt panels, and that charges our AGM battery. It's a 240 amp hour. And then in the back, obviously the garage. Normally we have the bike set up here, so you can still see the mounts here. Now we have still all the working equipment with us. Since we're working on the van when we're driving, when we're traveling around, I mean, we still have like the boiler is still in there, that still has to be installed. You can see on this side we have the water tank. It's if I remember correctly, it's a 50 or 55 liter tank, and the way you fill it, it's like I didn't really want to put too many holes in the van, so just fill it this way. The nice thing about this van was that the rear camera, very handy indeed when you're driving, and then and the skylight that we installed was one of the first things that we drilled a hole through the van. Pretty scary, but so far it held up very nicely.
All right, welcome to the inside of the van. I'll show you around. So we start with the kitchen. I wanted like a proper house sink, and then we actually accidentally chose this really high faucet, which is really handy actually. Now that turns out we can turn it and it never like is in the way of anything. We have running water and then this just goes straight into a 20 liter grey water tank that is underneath. There's also in here a few plugs because we didn't want to have too many like visible plugs all over the van. This cooktop, 2 cookers, it is hooked up to our LPG system, which is underneath the van. And then we installed these little like pots here with the lid screwed through. I put this little tape around them so you never chip them. Here we have 3 drawers. First one is all our utensils, and then all the little leftover stuff we have all the time, we just dump in here. Underneath there is dry food storage, and then just this lower one is all our pots and pans and oils. So we chose a home refrigerator, like a regular AC one, 80 liters I believe it is, And we looked for one a long time where we could take the top off so it would just fit underneath. So this was also like just a wing it, because no fridge it was always like just too high, but this one just fit it. And it's actually really nice. It's just a compressed fridge. It fits a lot of food, and we have like a little freezing compartment, which I really wanted. So we have these like three, like it's one big cabinet actually, but we like divided it. This one's for the kitchen. Here is my clothes. We use these packing cubes, which we find really handy. And then the last one's my husband's clothes. This is a queen mattress. We bought memory foam and just cut off a little piece here because we decided, one of the reasons we got this fan, we chose a Peugeot Boxer, is because it's pretty wide. So we can just, and we're pretty tall, we can just like sleep across like this. Something has to go a tiny bit like that. It is 184, I think. We have this little like nightstand. One of these little ones. We just attached it to the closet on this side. We didn't know where else to put our skis, so our skis are in here in the back. Behind all the hanging clothes, we have 2 sets of skis sitting here for our winter sports. Then we have way too many clothes, and this is all electrical stuff. This one is it's actually our shower, so it's a shower tray. Then there is our chemical toilet in there. We wanted a composting toilet, but to be honest, for now, we didn't know how long we were gonna live in a van, and it's really expensive. And then we got, this is dirty laundry. We do tend to collect so much dirty laundry, we don't really see another space to put it, but it's tucked away there and it works really fine for now. And then we have this portable shower kit. We were gonna hook a shower on the faucet here and run it in here, but for now, we haven't found a system to actually hook it on yet. So for now we have this one, which is really nice. We just take it outside or we do it in here.
How does the showers work in here?
To shower inside? Yeah. We actually never did it. No, we wanted the option, and to be honest, we thought, because we were so set on having this shower, and we were so surprised finding out that we never ever shower in here, because we like to do so much sports. We end up at a swimming pool, or we have this basic fit. I know I don't want to drop they're basically all over Europe. Well, they're in Spain, France, Belgium, the Netherlands. So for the beginning of our trip, we just went to the gym and then showered. But you can take it off and then get the shower curtain up here all around you, and then just shower inside the tray. And I think it is kind of a pain to do so, but being able to is enough for me. Like the shower, it's nice and warm in here, and if you can take the shower, then you already feel like I can shower if I really need to. Then we have our L couch, so it just really opens up the space, and you can actually sit in there with a lot of people, because we have the table mount still here. We used to have a table, but we hated how much space it took up from the van. So we are gonna we're cutting a piece out of the table, and we're making a little extra seat, and you can take it off and then just put it on the stand whenever you're working. But we don't want it fixed there anymore, because it just, the main thing for us that is really important in the bus is space. Just to have this feeling that you're not constantly on top of each other, or if one person's out of bed, the other one has to stay in bed. In the couch, there is more storage, and then right here, the other side, is our entire electrical setup. We used the storage space up here as well, because it's so big. And I really like my little swords. This is something from when I was a little kid. I made it myself. So we put it on here as a handle to get all the memories in there. This little picture I got I took in Australia, just comes off so we can get in extra light, or we can pass through some things. And think we're almost there. We got the shoes right here. This is like get your brush and everything quickly. Our dog doesn't like sleeping on cushions and stuff. She'll sleep in the couch when she feels like. We don't mind it because we actually chose this tissue because of the dog, because it's like kind of an outside, it just washes off everything that happens. You can just this is why they're so clean still, and the dog just sleeps on this, and she sleeps just in front of the couch. She'll sleep anywhere. The van is her like little playground. She never sleeps in the bed because we would not like the hair there. It's scary. Like, honestly, to me, like when you get hooked on the lifestyle and you have to figure out a different way of living. And I was raised kind of like scared of like working for myself and remote work and all this kind of stuff. Like you need a good job, you need to get hooked, and then you need to keep the job. And I think the one thing that I'm learning and that I would advise anyone is like just go with the flow. Have like a rough plan.
A rough plan.
Yeah.
Don't go too crazy about it now.
No.
Don't go too much into detail, because then you lose yourself.
What I love the most about the whole living in the van is really with the dog, because she's just the world's her playground now. Because living in a house, I constantly felt like we were doing her wrong. Like especially when she was a puppy, you need to behave. It was a house on a big street. Like we couldn't let, and here we just open up the door and she runs out and there she goes. And every day is a happy day. Like it's not like you feel in the evening like, oh, I didn't go out often enough with her. Like I didn't have time, or you work an 8-hour day. A dog doesn't fit in that lifestyle. So.
No, she's just so playful. Like you just have to throw some toys. Like she'll run around. She'll always stay close to the van. She's much more happy. She had like more problems in the beginning, like adjusting to the lifestyle, because like dogs need some kind of structure in their day.
No, we're not structured.
No, we're not structured at all. But like, yeah, she adjusts to it just fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just a shift of priorities and how you want to live your life and spend your days.
Yeah.
And I am really hooked on it. So I don't even mind where we stand. Like climate's nice. It's nice to be in the south of Portugal in winter, but like I just really got used to living in that tiny house.
Yeah.
And I really like it.
One of the things that holds a lot of people back from converting a van, building a tiny house, or going off grid is that they don't know the skills to start, whether that's how to use power tools, how electricity works. It's a lack of information that holds a lot of people back. I want to tell you about how the Great Courses Plus can help you. The Great Courses Plus is one of the leading sources for online education. They've got courses on everything that can help you get started in the right direction. From the basics of engineering, woodworking, and electricity, all the way to learning how to code, gardening, or how to shoot professional photos. Go check out thegreatcoursesplus.com/FLORB and find a course that suits your needs. The Great Courses Plus lectures are taught by top professors from Ivy League and other great universities around the country, as well as from experts from places like Nat Geo, the Smithsonian, and the Culinary Institute of America, with a huge library of over 11,000 lectures and great features like you can download the video and the audio, or you can download just the audio and then you can listen to it like it's a podcast or something like that. The Great Courses Plus has pretty much everything that you need. I personally have used the Great Courses Plus to get a basic understanding of meteorology and weather, which has been invaluable in my time traveling and living on the sea on a sailboat. And so I can tell you that their courses are jam-packed with information. So click the link in the description and start your free trial today. Big love. Have a great week.